Do you want a template for using up pattern paper that is super quick and showcases that paper you've been hoarding? Hi, I'm Jess from JessCrafts.com, and I'm going to help you make the most of your crafty supplies and time, so let's get started. Today I'm sharing One Sheet Wonder number 29. I had previously shared it in a 6x6 paper pad tutorial, but I like to give every One Sheet Wonder its own video so that those who don't like to watch the 6x6 paper pad tutorials or haven't caught them can still see each individual template, and it helps to keep it all organized on the blog so that someone can find an example when they need one. One Sheet Wonder number 29 was based on a specific paper from the Recollections paper pad that I was working with. However, I think it is a great One Sheet Wonder for when you have a paper with a large design. So I'm using Spellbinders Christmas Traditions pattern paper here. There was this poinsettia paper that has a pretty large poinsettia design. They're quite big, and so I thought this template would work well with it. And I recommend this one also for like if you have 12 by 12 paper and you're cutting it down. Sometimes those patterns don't look good when you have to cut little tiny bits, which are sometimes called for my One Sheet Wonders. Like, for example, off the top of my head, One Sheet Wonder number 1 has like 1-inch strips, and some 12 by 12 paper doesn't look good when it's cut that small. So this might be a better one to use in that instance. Don't worry about what size. I'm cutting everything. As you see in the top left corner, this is a printable. So you go to my blog, you download it, and there's also pictures in the blog post that tell you exactly what size everything needs to be. Basically, you're taking a 3 by 2 1/4 small rectangle and a 3 by 3 3/4 larger rectangle. I'm going to mix up the way I use the patterns. This is single-sided paper, so I could have used just one sheet, but I tend to like to mix my patterns, so I just usually make a couple of cards. To get everything propped up nicely, like this large panel is going to be kind of overlapping that smaller panel, I'm going to use some cardstock just to prop everything up. So I've taped that down. That's why you'll see all those like little random bits underneath that I'm taping down to the card now. It's just to make everything look smooth. It's a great way for using up those scraps that are left over from when you have cut all the different mats that you need for your One Sheet Wonders. This gives me a large space to decorate. That's another thing that I like about this particular template. I'm taking the Peppermint A2 smooth cardstock from scrapbook.com. I thought that the colors went well with the Christmas Traditions paper pad, so I could see using it with a number of papers from that pad, but in particular the pink and green really pull out from that poinsettia paper. And I'm going to take these word dies from scrapbook.com. They are the Christmas block words. I think there are some general words that are kind of blocked like this as well. So if you like the look but you don't necessarily need Christmas words, then they have that option as well. What you'll want to do is it basically does inlaid die cutting for you. So you will get the outline of the word, and then it will also cut the inside of the word, or like it will cut all the individual letters, and you're going to basically glue them back in. Or you could use just the outline, or you could use just the letters. I'm going to use it as a complete piece today, but I am going to mix it up. So I cut the jolly out of green twice and the merry out of green twice because I'm making 4 cards. Each 6x6 paper makes 2 cards. I used 2 pieces of paper, 4 cards. I did not put any adhesive on the back, so I'm using glue to assemble this, but I would recommend, especially if you're using a lighter weight cardstock like I am here with this smooth cardstock from scrapbook.com, I think it will still die cut really nicely with the adhesive on the back of it. So you get something like score tape or the scrapbook.com adhesive sheets, and it would make this process go a little bit faster because you could just peel the tape off the back and stick them in instead of gluing them. But either way works really well. I do recommend having a little bowl so that when you cut it out, you can put all of the letters into the bowl, and so you don't lose any, because even with the bowl, I kind of misplaced a few. Not permanently, but like temporarily. Yes, I'm going to fit all the letters inside, and then make sure you save all the pieces. So if there's like the inside of the O, you're going to have to fit that back in, and I'll do the rest off screen. I'm going to quickly color in these little Lawn Fawn tiny winter friends. This here is the deer. I think when you have little tiny stamps like this, you can do solid coloring with whatever your medium of choice is. I like Copic markers, but I'm always still tempted to add a little bit of blending, adding like at least one color for the shadow. I know that like deer, their spots on the back are white, but coloring around little tiny dots like that is just not my jam. So I tend to just make them darker. But you could also go in with a white pen over the Copic markers so you don't have to color around them. And then I colored one of the little human friends from the Tiny Friends collection, and I used the pinks from the paper pad because I thought that, I just kind of like them better than the greens for this particular situation. Then I will lay the little girl down flat, and I will pop up the reindeer with some layers of cardstock in lieu of foam tape. If you found this video inspiring, here's another video where you can find more ideas for enjoying your crafty time and supplies. Let me know you like this video with a share to your crafty community. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next template or tutorial, and check the video description for product links. See you in the next video.